Hello. 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 You never know. This is the awkward phase where are we live? Do you see us? Are you there? Are you there?
Oh, I'm seeing hellos. Vintage Rescue Squad to the rescue.
Hello, LaDonna. Hello. Oh, I can't do
LaDonna, I just sent you an invoice. How perfect.
That's my girl Liz Retros's intro. Well, hello, Chris and Kim. And I saw Blind by Beauty and Tiger and Diane and Sandra. Beth, Peacock Parlor. Now, Kara has got a new name now. Kara is now Anjo Gals Needful Curiosities. So
we love those curiosities.
Yes, we do. Mm-hmm. Okay, hello guys, welcome. Hi, Daniel. There's my buddy Daniel. Oh, I just turned on the Google.
I did not even bring out my tablet to watch the comments. Oh well.
Well, you can pause and go get it real quick.
I suppose.
It's just gonna drive you nuts, Michelle. Welcome, guys, to the Vintage Rescue Squad. We're just having a hangout. There's no big plan. There's no big, schedule. I very much like to see where you guys in the comments lead us into the discussion. So if you've got something that you are curious about, or you just have a question that you want to ask anybody, you can. I'm going to introduce the three that are sitting here. We'll wait for Michelle to get back, but. I'm Misty, the Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, and you're on my channel, so welcome. And next to me is my sweet co-host, and I'll let him do his little introduction.
Hi everybody, it's Michael Todd with the Cult of Vintage on Instagram, and looking forward tonight. And quick plug, if you guys didn't know, you can get. I was like, yes, I do. This is Michelle.
Michelle,
I do.
Michelle has pants on.
Get it, Michelle.
Yeah, they're pajama pants. And I'll be wearing them tomorrow as well.
A really quick plug, you guys. If you did not know, you can get official Vintage Rescue Squad t-shirts.
Yeah,
these are so good.
They're designed by my daughter, and you see the fairy lamp and the Holt Howard, and the telephone and the radio.
This is good. This is really good.
Yeah,
Emily did an awesome job. And I love this color. Variety of colors, sizes, fabrics. Y'all need to hop on there. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Karen's wearing hers now.
Get it, Karen. What color did you get?
Let us know what color you got. So Michael, where are you at? I mean, where can people find you?
Oh, at the Cult of Vintage right here on Instagram. You just type that in and boom, there it is.
Yay, there he is. All right, well, down below me are two lovely ladies right here. Can you, I'm poking your heads.
Thanks for having us, Misty.
Yeah, well, I love you guys. Go ahead and do your little introduction. Tell everybody about you and who you are and where they can find you.
Okay, well, hey everybody. I'm Mary Beth, and I'm Laura. And our channel is Fatbird Finds, and you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, we're all over the place. So we just have a small little YouTube channel, and we resell, and we have a fun night on Friday nights called Flippin' and Sippin'. Yep.
We brought our sippin' with us.
We did.
I'm blue and she's orange.
Oh my God, of course.
You guys are so cute. Oh my gosh.
Getting the most in.
I love that. So make sure that you go and you subscribe to Fatbird Finds. It's a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. And they're great gals. So make sure that you subscribe to their YouTube channel. And then down below Michael, we've got the one, the only. Hi, Dee. Well, who are you, girl?
Hi.
Hi.
Well, who are you?
Oh, I'm Michelle with Comfy Cozy Living.
Well, that's where you can find Michelle. Now, Michelle and Michael and I have the sales on Tuesdays, and then I have a live sale on Wednesdays. Michelle has one on Thursdays. Mary Beth and Laura, they do five.
Peppered 5.
Yes, Fatbird 5 on Fridays, where they sell some things, and they sometimes do a little bonus elephant from time to time. Little bonus elephant. Oh, there's Tammy.
The mystery box originators.
Yes.
Mhm.
Let me tell
If
you,
y'all-
those mystery boxes are fun.
And hard to get. Very hard to get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
I love watching people's videos when they unbox their fun things. Because it's almost, you feel like a kid. You feel like you're getting a present. You know, I mean, you can pay for it, but you're getting a present.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. And you guys do pretty good boxes. I've seen the things that you have that you've sent out to people. And so if you get one of their boxes, you're getting some good stuff. You are getting some good stuff.
We try to make people happy. That's our goal.
Well, I want a Fatbird Finds mystery box. I need to put it out in the. I need to like tell my husband that he needs to chill out and let me like spend some Friday away from him, so I can, I can hang out. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I lay in there and I have my headphones in and he doesn't know that.
That's great.
What you don't know, right?
Yeah. Well, he lays down on the bed and he falls asleep within 2.5 seconds, and I'm like laying there contemplating everything in my life, I see a lot of our friends in here. Oh, there's LaDale and Patricia. Patricia said that she got her Birdie salt and pepper shakers.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Those were all good. Those colors were on point.
Yeah, they were. They really were. And I saw Jamie was here. Jamie from Mid-Century Wasted. She's going to be a guest very soon on.
Ooh.
We're going to have a California.
You know what? That's funny because I might have sent a box to California today.
Really?
I might have.
Really? Huh. Well, Michelle, I will have to say, Michelle, it has a eventful week coming up this week.
Yes.
Wednesday, she's having a knee replacement surgery. So make sure that you guys are all sending up some good, positive vibes to Michelle for her recovery on her surgery.
Yes, I am currently in quarantine. I had my COVID test today, and which was nothing. If you've had a COVID test and you think that's bad, go get ready to have surgery and have to have a MRSA test, where they really that you have to do it yourself. Oh no! I think I talked about it on my channel. It's like a foot long double Q-tip that you have to go and do as far as you can, and it tickles like crazy. Then you got to go to the next one right away, and it's tickling so bad. I'm like, I am gonna sneeze, and this thing is gonna shoot through my eyeball. It's gonna be all, so then all of a sudden you're done, and they hand you tissue because you're like, and then today I go in and it's like they take the thing and they're like, wah, 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 wah. I mean, it's like they go so hard, and I'm like, I got.
You should have somebody recording that when that happened, because we would have maybe liked to seen that, Michelle. Your reactions, I bet, were amazing.
That I'll take you with me at the hospital. I have Wi-Fi at the hospital, so I'll take my tripod, and I'm not taking a whole lot else. I mean, what's the point?
Listen, knowing Michelle, she'll take the camera in the operating room with her, and she'll be saying, "Hey guys, just give me."
I'm just saying.
Just
Rachel better.
epidural. They give you a shot in the back like an epidural. you know, because it's at my knee. So I have to be numb from the waist down. So they're like, do you remember that? And I go, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously I had it when I, you know, had my children too, but I had it for my other knee. And so I remember they do that. And then they like, and you know, I'm not a petite little flower of a girl. And so all that I'm thinking about is they got to hoist my big butt from this thing to the next thing. And I'm like, you know, that's all I'm thinking about, right? But then they like, when they like have you to bend over to get your thing in your back, all of a sudden you forget about everything. And then they have you count backwards and you're like, boom, done. The next thing you remember, you're waking up in another room. Like, you know, like,
that's what I want video footage of. Rachel better have that camera ready. Michelle coming out all drugged up. Yes, we need that on YouTube. Rachel.
But the thing is, you're getting this epidural, and you don't even have to come home with a baby. So,
I know, right? Thank you, Lord Jesus. Ain't that the truth?
So Carrie says that she's really appreciating the lighting.
Thanks, Carrie. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have some Bow Chicka Wow Wow music going over there.
Yeah.
Is it something we have to look forward to on more videos then? Like the flipping and sipping?
You'll have to wait and see.
Oh.
You'll have to subscribe.
Oh.
And see.
I know. You hear that, guys? You got to subscribe to see.
Surprises.
On Friday night, MB was asking George, were they going to do their like funky dance party? Now I'm wondering, maybe she's going to hone in on that action.
Mary Beth, do you have a strobe light and a disco ball ready to pop down?
It's about to happen any minute.
Ooh.
Don't I have the ball right there. Disco ball.
Yeah, you. Hi, Randy girl.
Randy.
Hey, Randy girl.
Oh, and Yvonne's just so sweet. I mean, listen, make sure that everybody, let's take a moment and let's thank Yvonne for just she's such a cheerleader. I love that she's just in there saying, she's so positive and saying, come on guys, give a thumbs up. It's so appreciative, Yvonne. I always feel so happy when I see you in any chat that anybody is in. And Dee was a guest last week. So many good YouTube channels. And I will have to say that after the video gets posted, if you've got a YouTube channel or something that you want to announce, put it in the comments of the video. That way, when people go back and they'll be able to maybe find you a little bit better through the comments as well. Oh, and Stephanie's here. Well, we got all the peeps here. All the peeps here. So is there anything that any of you would like to discuss, or if any of the viewers would like to discuss? One thing that I kind of thought that maybe we could touch on, just because I was curious to see what you all as subscribers, how you feel about when channels have extra content that you can pay monthly for. And I know that probably none of us would say, oh, in order for you to come to the sale, you have to be a member. That won't ever happen. But I'm just saying, if you got extra content, how do you feel about that? I'm just curious. Not that I'm going to do it, but I'm just curious. Because YouTube's always trying to push it. I'm just saying. They're always saying, you could do this. You could, So I'm just curious as to what you guys all think about it.
Well, I think that's the point, though. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm just going to come out and say it. If I'm paying for something, I want something for it. And wow, that sounded so.
Hey, Bill.
But I mean, truth be told, above it, I guess, I don't know, because I guess I'm of two minds, because if like $2 or $3 extra a month helps contribute towards the individual really being able to maybe do a little bit more aside from exclusive content, I'm for that. Because again, we talked about that before, so far as paying like a higher premium on certain things because we want to support the individual. So maybe this is just another way that people have to demonstrate their support. And it is money, but at the end of the day, it does hopefully help provide a little extra something, So I don't know. But then I'm like, well, yeah, but do we get something for it?
I think my question is like, what exactly, like, okay, so I think somebody just said that I think it was Auntie Christie, I don't know who, somebody said that they belong to several channels. Maybe it was Kara. They belong to several channels for the extra benefits. And I know I do belong to two. And one of which I don't even know what my benefits are, or if I'm utilizing them, because I've been so busy lately, and that's just on me. And that maybe is just a temporary anyway. But my question, I guess, would be, what exactly are the benefits that you would feel justify or validate the $2 a month or whatever it is? Because, like, is it like, okay, a couple extra emojis, or like what, like videos per week? I mean, like, okay, I try to put out a video every day. So what would be, what extra could I do for, that? Or, I don't know, and I even thought, like, do I roll the junk journaling into that? And then I'm like, no, that's a whole different thing. And so I guess my question is, like, what do people consider the kind of benefits, and different levels? There's 3 levels, right? To my understanding, there's 3 levels. So what are the benefits that you want for each level?
I think Tammy had a good idea, though, too.
People that have it could even answer, like, what they have and what they're not happy with. I don't know.
Find that again. Tammy had a good. I can find it again.
Right.
Where were you at? Where were you at, Tammy? She basically said that. There it is. Special live chats for members only. I know that the Nurse Flipper, she's got a great YouTube channel too, especially if you are an eBay reseller. She does, I think hers are right now, like her members have a members only live chat where they, it's more of an intimate.
Personal.
Okay, I can get down with that. That makes sense.
But, that's all going to depend on how many people you would have in your membership, because if you have 30 people in there, I mean, it's still a lot more intimate than having 100 people, but still, I guess it's just, some people don't like it. And where'd the girls go?
Said, forget it. They're over it. I'm done.
And it isn't for everybody. And I know that, that some people, if they paid a membership to my channel and to Michelle's channel and to Jeffrey's channel and to Fatbird Finds, then that's going to add up over time. Let me add these girls back in. There you go.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now raising.
Sorry.
I was like, girl, Michael, you got to do it.
Girl, you frozen.
Everything's frozen on mine.
Is it really? You're going to have to leave and come back in then. That happens to me occasionally.
Yeah, I might have to go out.
Oh. Okay. Well, okay. Misty, it's you and I.
It's you and I. Well, hello, everyone. It's the Misty and Michael show.
Here's your exclusive content.
Zeno. Hey, Zeno has input. Now he really helps George a lot with his content, and I don't know how George does all the stuff that he does between his traveling and his videos and his shipping and I can't keep track. I think that it's amazing that he's able to do that. Let me see if I can get caught up on the chat. Okay.
Yeah, the traveling alone plus.
There we go. Hi, Tammy. Tammy's got to go back to work.
Hi and bye.
Oh, Sugar Britches is here. Well, hello, Sugar Britches. Sugar Britches, did you see you at the beginning of my video today?
Hello, Maria. Lorianne had a good mystery box.
Wait, what did Zeno say about the memberships?
We're waiting.
We're waiting.
Oh, okay.
He's got some stuff to say. Let's see. Tammy says, in this community, extra content would be hard to come up with unless it was interactive. We have shopping and haul videos and live sales. Also, maybe some specialized members only how-to videos. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I think, and not to say that any of the ladies would do it because they're already doing it, but when you think about like, for fat birds, like flipping and sipping, that would be a good thing if you weren't already doing something like that, where you were playing games and it was a more personal and interactive and it wasn't focused on the selling. So that's a great example of something like you could do. And Misty has started doing the live shop, or not the live, but the shop my shelves. How fantastic would it be as a member, and only the members would be able to like shop the shelves, stuff like that. Not to say that, or, hey, live it up. It becomes exclusive content. Who am I?
Yeah. And I think that the kind of the instructional or how-to videos, I like those, and because I like to talk and I like to explain things, but they're hard to film. Mary Beth and Laura, what's your input on that? They're hard to film those how-to videos.
They are. I've been thinking about for a long time trying to put together like how to pack and ship things that are weird shapes and sizes, or how to cut down boxes, and how to, how to especially pack certain things. I've been thinking about videos like that. And you're right. They are extremely hard to shoot and edit and put together, because it would almost be more beneficial really to set up several cameras.
Right.
And do it live. And that way you could answer questions as you go, have somebody working the camera behind you and putting in the different angles depending on what you're doing. And it wouldn't be an easy thing to do by yourself. You would definitely need help. But for me, I see a lot of those types of things being better live than pre-recorded, because, people are going to have questions when you're doing those types of things, and it's easier to answer them on the spot.
Oh, I agree. I think, and I've actually thought about doing the, like going live when I'm doing some shipping. They're going to be everywhere. I'm going to be everywhere. I normally am anyway, but when and it can't be, the thing of it is, it can't be when I'm doing my shipping after my live sales, because I'm like in the zone. I'm like, I shut the world off, and I get, because I'll sometimes get 75 packages done in one day, and I get in the zone. So it would have to be on, like an couple of eBay sales, or some things that I've sold from haul videos. But it's nice to be, that's why I like this chat format so much, because we're able to talk freely about things that our viewers have questions about, or get input from them. That way we know, what they would want to see and what they would like to see. Hey, Rachel girl.
Hey, girl.
Now Danny's on here, the niche lady. Danny does excellent ship with me videos. They are excellent. And she's got that camera angle perfect. I try to do that, and I have to edit out so many times that I have just had a cussing fit because the camera's fallen over, or, and then I'm like, this is stupid. I can't do this, So Danny, the niche lady, she's got an excellent channel, and she does excellent shipping videos, and she does a lot of live chats. If anyone has questions on certain things. So they're great.
I think the second part of Living had an interesting comment, and she said, I'd rather send the channel a super chat donation during a live. Now, I can't speak to the exact percentage, but I do know, in case anybody was aware, the percent that Google takes from the content creator is quite
30%.
significant.
30%. 30%.
So 30 cents on the dollar, your content creator, and now I just froze, so I'll finish this and leave. But 30 cents on the dollar, Google is taking from your content creator.
Right.
So, and I wonder then, depending on the tiers, like what is it, like $1.99, $3.99, $4.99, whatever
Well,
it is.
You can set whatever you want, what price you want your tiers to be.
Do you know what the percent that Google takes from it?
Well, no. I mean, I'm assuming it's probably 30%.
Zeno might know.
Yeah.
Zeno, how much is Google taking from memberships?
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
And I also have another question, because I only do know of 2 people that do that right now. And I mean, yes, our little corner of the community isn't the community. I understand that. But like in our community, how many people are there doing this?
A lot. Well, I mean, how many people are doing memberships?
Doing the memberships. Like I know that George and I know that Jeffrey. That's all I know of.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Oops, there we go. I buy the membership. I have the memberships from George and Jeffrey, and just because I want to, and again, it goes with that. I want to support them because I love them. But I did tell Jeffrey, because Jeffrey was like, he did have one tier where you got like a percentage off of his website. I don't know if he does that anymore, but I was like, I'm like, I don't want that tier. I don't want 30% off. No. So
because it kind of cancels out what you're
right. Now,
sorry.
Patty has a really good point too. She said, I would rather spend my money buying y'all's merchandise than paying for a membership. Yeah.
I think
Go ahead, Laura.
I was just going to say, I think this community, talking about this community versus other ones on YouTube that do the memberships, ours is kind of unique because we do a lot of selling.
Right.
So people can support us in that way. You know, whereas like I know I've seen a bunch of the gaming channels and stuff, and they have those huge, really expensive memberships. But then again, they're not really selling any kind of product except for merchandise, I guess. But
wow.
So
Ann Eckhart. I'm sorry, I'm just having a fangirl moment. Sorry, Laura. Hey, Ann. Sorry, Laura. Continue.
No, it's okay. That was it. You go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it and I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. That's why I myself don't think that I want to do them. For a couple of reasons. One, it's just one more thing that I have to do. It's just
that's what I think.
One more thing that I have to do. And the live sales, I know, and that's why too, like during my live sales, and I don't know if Michelle, if you do this, or Mary Beth and Laura, if you do this, at least during your sale at the beginning of your videos, I turn my monetization off.
I don't even know how to turn my super chat on.
Oh, Michelle, you and I are going to have
I got my videos monetized. I'm doing that.
You and I are going to have a little moment here later on. But I turn the monetization off during the sale simply because not that I don't care about those videos, because I do, but I know that those videos for me I'm selling the things, and that's the whole point of those videos. Mm-hmm. Now, after the sale is over, I will, and then at that point, turn the monetization on. I just don't want to, when someone, if they want to refresh, then if they refresh, and then they got to wait for those commercials. So yeah. I guess that's like a tip that I guess I have is, if you're doing a live sale, and you are monetized, then maybe turn the monetization off while you're live doing the sale. And then don't forget, because I have forgotten, let me tell you, don't forget to go in and then turn it back on.
I just personally, I don't think though, I mean, if it's something that you like and you want to do, I don't think the $1.99 and that, I just don't think that's very much money I mean, I think that's pretty
For the
cheap.
work. Yeah.
I mean, those memberships, I swear, I was on one the other day and there was $100 level.
Wow.
What?
So I'm saying that, you know, $1.99, $2.99 is not very much money. I saw the niche lady said something like she tried to do it outside of YouTube or whatever, and it's a lot of work. That 30% isn't too bad. So
what is that? That Patreon or whatnot?
Oh yeah, the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing for you if you're what are you getting for a $100 level? What are they doing?
Well, I think that's the thing. If you're a content creator and you're to the level where people are willing to spend $100, and I'm
Okay,
going to be
like
honest.
a Jocelyn, maybe I could see.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I
or
guess
bigger, but there's not going to be as many people that are going to be willing to spend $100, and because there's not going to be as many people that are willing to spend $100, it goes back to the point of the intimacy, and they may be able then to interact on a more personal level with that content creator, and they just may love and adore them, and they were happy to spend that $100 just to, you know, be like, oh, hey, the second part of living, $1, you know, that's what they're looking for, and that $100 is worth it to them. So, you know, who am I to judge how you want to spend your money? Would I do that? Probably not. But
well, and Zeno has a very good point, and I think that we all can attest to this. Is a lot of viewers think that creators get paid more from Google than they do via the ads, and that's not the case. I mean, for a solid year and a half, I was making content and I wasn't getting paid anything. You know, you have to, you're not getting paid anything until you've reached a certain threshold. And, you know, it isn't.
When you meet that threshold, it still takes a while. So, I mean, you can meet the basic, you know, qualifications that you have to be a monetized channel, but, you know, still you have to rack up that very, very, very first paycheck. It takes a while.
Yeah, it does.
And
it fluctuates. It fluctuates. Like you get paid. I know towards the end of the year, the price that you get paid per 1,000 views goes up because advertisers are paying that premium to put their ads in your videos.
And you're talking the holiday season.
Yes, fourth quarter holiday season. Yeah, that's when the advertisers are, you know, putting a lot of the money and stuff into ads. And then at the first of the year, mine went down about 75%. So that's like you're doing the same amount of work. You're doing the exact same amount of work. You're putting the same amount of time into it, but you're getting paid 75% less. And that hurts. That hurts. And Anne has, if you follow Anne Eckhart, which I do because I love her, and she's got a YouTube channel, and I remember her talking about this. YouTube is currently no longer worth it, and her main channel has almost 30,000 subscribers. Wow. It's all about which ad Google's puts on your videos, and you can't control what ads Google's deciding to put.
Right.
Now they, in a way, like if you, I don't know, because I know that there was a big thing with like the whole toy crowd, where they did whatever rule it was, but it was like if they would put that it was family friendly or something, like it would still be monetized, but the ads that would be put on there would be just minuscule in comparison if they put not family friendly. So it was kind of like they were stuck in a hard place because they were doing toys. Mm-hmm. And of course it's family friendly. So if it's not family friendly, then it's not coming up in the recommended. But then if they hit for adults or not family friendly, they're going to get more ads, but then nobody's going to see it and it's not going to get recommended. So it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Right. Absolutely. And I think like Uncle Andy has a really good point too, you know, because, you know, we started out with a few live sales and then now there's 75 live sales going on. And then, you know, there were, you know, group sales, a couple group sales. Now there's a lot of group sales going on. So it's like so this is a good point. If every channel started doing memberships, then everybody's going to start doing memberships. I mean, that just seems to be the trend. And it does add up for the subscribers. And I don't know. For me, I don't think that it's for me, but that's not saying that it's not okay to do. I think that it's to each his own, and it's every creator has the you know, that they have the choice to be able to do that, and it's okay. It is okay.
I think it might be fun sometime to do some sort of I mean, it might be fun to do like a mystery box of the month or whatever. You know, like get product, you know, on kind of a monthly basis or something like that. Something like that might be fun.
Yeah. You mean like for a paid subscription? Well, you know, I do know there were a couple of Instagram sellers that I had followed that they would do a curated box per month. So then like if you had, you know, 5 different people that said that they're going to pay, you know, $20 a month for a curated box filled with 6 to 8 things. Personally selected by you. Like they fill out a paper saying what their interests are, what their color schemes in their house for. But that's a lot of work. I mean, and that's that I think that we all have to take into consideration is your time is valuable, and your time, that old saying that time is money is very, very true.
And then what happens if you can't fill a box?
Right.
Like you're just not finding the stuff. And it's just like, oh my God.
No, Mary Beth and Laura, do you feel like, does it stress you out sometimes with the mystery boxes? Because you're like, are they going to hate everything I put in here? Are they going to like think they didn't get their money's worth?
That's why we keep it like at a lower price point, you know, just because it's way less pressure.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, because I haven't done that. I've put mine as an offer up and I'm just like, oh, and I don't think I'm going to do that anymore.
Yeah,
I might do it at Christmas, because I do some pretty good vintage Christmas mystery boxes.
Yeah, girl.
Yes, he does.
But it makes you stress out that, oh, they're not going to like it and they're going to be upset.
We price ours at 15 and we try to make them worth at least 20. And we always tell everybody, you know, if you're not happy with your mystery box, let us know, because we will be happy to make it right. We don't want anybody to be unhappy.
And to be honest, I think for $15 or $20, it's worth, the experience is worth that. So.
It is. Michael and I just opened up a mystery box that we bought from Tina, Vision and Vintage, and that was so much fun.
It was worth it.
It was worth the experience.
That's it.
You know, it's just fun. And it was fun opening it with him. You know, it was just like, okay, what did you get? You know, what did you get? What did you get in your box? Daniel has a question, which is tacky as me, and I love Daniel. So make sure that you are subscribing to Daniel on YouTube. If you made no money from YouTube, would you stop making videos? Mary Beth?
I would keep going, because I think of YouTube as a social media platform. I mean, that's what it is, and it's a marketing tool, and it's free. So, you know, time is money, and it does take a lot of time to put these videos out, but essentially what you're doing is just marketing yourself.
Right.
And I mean, it's a free platform, and you can reach as many people as you're willing to hustle for.
And we didn't know about live sales when we started. It was just to promote our eBay channel.
Right.
You know, because I think that's awesome. I watched Crazy Lamp Lady for the, you know, first month or two that I was thinking about doing something like that. And it was just awesome, because she just drives business directly to her eBay store.
Yeah.
And she gets, you know, and that way you are targeting more people, you know, coming directly to your shop to shop.
Let's see. I'm scrolling back up and looking at some of the comments. Let's see. Oh, we're talking about Del Taco. I just saw Del Taco and I got all distracted. Sorry. Raffles are a good, that's a good fun thing to do.
There's legal like ramification though with that.
Oh yeah.
When I did it, when I was heavy into the Ray Dunn collecting, they used to call them waffles, so you wouldn't use the word raffle, and it just got ugly. And
why? Because gambling.
Yes, and it got to a point where somebody, and then women get catty, and they want, and there was a girl that was getting she needed some money for college, and so she decided to do a few of them because you can make some good money with it. And because her mom was in all these groups with us, and somebody ratted her out and she got in trouble at school. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know. And that's how far people will go. You got to realize that as a community, we, for the most part, are full of hugs and kisses and all that jazz. But there are some people that are cutthroat. There are some people that are spiteful. There are petty people. And it happens.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the double-edged sword with growth on YouTube sometimes too, is that if you grow on YouTube, sometimes people just decide that they don't like you anymore because you've showed growth. So it's like you're kind of like, well, I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it does. Well, the amount of not very nice comments that you get go up because more people are watching your content. And so there's more of an opportunity for them to, throw in their opinion there. So I don't know. It's just kind of sometimes you feel a lot of pressure, because you want to do things a certain way, or you want to have certain things in your sales, or you know what I mean? So it can be a little pressure filled. QT Pie B. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm one of those person that's like, Mark's like, oh, did you see that license plate? And it's like something, and I'm like, and I can never figure it out. So I'm sorry if I just completely.
It's like a race against the dang light for me. I'm like, my
mind doesn't. My brain doesn't go that fast. But they said resellers are the only channels that I watch that don't get sponsors. Have any of you tried that? Well, as a matter of fact, yes. Before I was even monetized, which shocked me, before I was even monetized, I had what is the name of that? Where you can pay for these classes.
Oh.
Master classes?
No, well, it's kind of along. What is that?
It's like specific to like you could do like accounting or.
I can't even remember.
Oh, there's a lot of people doing that with the ones that do like. Oh yes.
Well, they sponsored. They asked me if I would be interested, and I was like, well, yes, I would. But then you have a script that you have to follow, and you have to put in all this stuff, and you have to talk for 1 minute on this product, and 1 minute is time to talk. Sometimes you don't think that it is. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, well, they say, well, how much? What is your asking fee? And I was like,
Skillshare.
Skillshare.
Yep. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Katie. Everybody was like Skillshare.
Yeah, duh. And I was like, I don't know.
I was thinking spell check. It was like in my
spell check.
Skillshare.
So yeah, I mean, sponsored videos are great. I just think that the reselling community isn't like we're not like the young vloggers that are out there just like oh, I'm going to the mall and I'm going to just shoot myself going to the mall and hi guys. And they're just
Which
walking
is the stupidest thing. Any advertisers should know this by now, that a more mature audience are the ones that have the money to spend. So if any of you sponsors happen to see this, y'all are being foolish, because these ladies are the ones that are attracting the other people that have the money, the disposable income.
That's
to
right.
spend on a consistent basis and not have to ask anybody for it. You know what I'm saying? Sponsors, where are you at? Hit them up. Hit them all up here. Hit them all up.
Now I do my Julia jewelry videos, and I'm like a couple months behind because they keep saying, do you want another piece? But I'm like, I don't know if I don't want to do it every month, but I legit love their products. I mean, it's something that I feel very comfortable. And they're not sponsoring me. I just get a free piece of jewelry just by, showing it. But it is a product that I really like. And so I think that's kind of the uncomfortableness, because you don't want to, like, I don't want to say, hey, everyone, I love Skillshare. No, I don't.
Right.
I don't even use
Well, I know that there were people that got to do that Arteza. They're like these markers and stuff. And I'm like, I want them to send me a bunch of those and I'll talk about it and I'll do that. But it never happened. And then the other day I was at Goodwill and I got an Instagram message, and I don't know if it's legit or not, but they want to send me a couple Easter pillows. And I'm like,
Goodwill wants to send you Easter pillows?
No, I was at Goodwill and I got the message.
Oh, I was like,
so I need to check. I need to talk to you, maybe Misty, about it, because I'm like, is this legit? Am I like, because I don't get like any kind of offers ever, but I mean, maybe it'll happen.
Mary Beth and Laura, how about you guys? Do you get emails from people wanting you to like, and they're usually from another country, from what I have found. They're usually from China.
They send you the stuff and then they rip off everybody else using your name.
Right. And the grammar in the email that they send you, you're like, that doesn't make any sense.
You're holding out on me.
Well, because I didn't think that it was good. I mean, they send it for like paint by number, like if we want to.
Really?
Why would I would take that? Snatch that up. Paint by number? Oh my God.
Paint by number.
Well, we need it.
Everybody, let her know in the chat. Be like, you should have taken it. You should have taken it. Let her know.
Bedford Finds is bringing paint by number back for sure.
Exclusive content. Paint by number night. Right there it is.
Yeah.
A bottle of wine. Fatbird.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't get something like a colorful one too, like blue curacao or something. Yeah.
You could be like Moira on Schitt's Creek, and you can do hello. I love that show so much. I'm sorry.
I do too.
Now, Anne, I have gotten and again, this was in the very beginning when I was like, they want to send me a leg massager if I just talk about their thing. Okay. It's such a trap. It is such a trap. And then you're like, you're stuck with the stuff and you're like, I don't want to promote something that I don't like, and some people do.
That's the thing. I would only do something that I legit like dig. I mean, they would have to send me like lip balm or lotion or, I don't even know, like something that Starbucks or, International Delights or Belvita. I've said this many times. I got all kinds. I mean, Starbucks doesn't need me, but I'm just saying, like International Delights, I could do that.
Yeah. Uncle Andy, would you promote a product for money when you think the product is not good? I wouldn't. And in fact, I get at least 3 or 4 emails a week, and they're from people like, it has nothing to do with this community or anything it's like a bill paying system or it just does have nothing to do. And they're wanting to pay me. And I'm just like, would you quit sending me emails? I don't want.
We need to talk about how much we're talking about. like, I'm not doing it for a few $100s, but you know, you're talking like 10 grand. Okay, yeah, you got my attention.
Well, I mean,
I might wear your pants. I might wear your shirts. I might wear your whatever. I might use your deodorant.
No, but for a product that you know is not good, that you
for
knowingly.
$1,000, I still might try. $10,000 is a lot of money.
Okay, do you all remember the movie The Jerk? Do you
She's
remember
gonna find
the
the
movie The
silver
Jerk?
lining. This might not be the best product ever, but at least it's got this going for it. Now give me my 10 grand.
Don't you remember The Jerk when he invented the glasses? And then all these people, he made millions of dollars on these glasses that had the little handle. You know Navin Johnson from The Jerk, right? That's my favorite movie. And then all these people went cross-eyed and they sued him and he lost everything. So,
Excuse me. I think Vinny needs to drink. He's making age comments.
I would never do that.
Lisa.
Drink up, Vinny.
Curds.
I mean, let's put it this way. At the end of the day, I probably would not. I am hardcore integrity driven. And you two especially know that. All 4 of you know this about me. But 2 of you to the left especially know this because we've actually had
Sugar Bridges
conversations. But I mean, I'm just, I mean, like, let's put it this way. All I can do is try. Somebody make me an offer to see if I'm. Let's test the theory. Let's test this theory. Somebody offer me something good, and somebody offer me something crap, and let's see what kind of decision I make.
Are you hearing that, Belvita?
Right? Velveeta.
Oh, you've done Baby Bell?
I
Seriously?
noticed the Velveetas I sold. Do you know? Do you guys know that I actually gave people some of the Velveetas at Christmas
Did you
time?
get free cheese too?
No, I wouldn't do cheese.
Michael's like cheese. Baby Bell.
Cheese. I don't know.
Baby Bell. I
The
love
little Baby Bells.
Yeah,
They're
Little
not
cheese.
cheese, but
I need ketchup potato chips to sponsor me. You hearing me,
I
Hines?
think I should be sponsoring lemonade. I drink lemonade, that's all I talk about. I'm flipping and sipping. They're all getting schnockered, and I'm drinking lemonade.
You're all getting snockered.
But
I
you've got to be brand specific. You just say lemonade. Is it lemonade?
Cooking
Giant lemonade.
Jay, what are you cooking?
Sugar-free lemonade.
Sugar-free?
Kara has a question, a really good one. Thoughts on not having a niche? For instance, a seller that sells a little bit of everything. What do you guys think?
That's what I think I am.
No, I don't think you are.
No.
No?
I think it depends on your marketplace. Like, for example, I feel like our community, our little circle, our community is mostly in it for the vintage. But I think you can be a jack of all trades on eBay all day long. I mean, all day long, for sure.
I think so too.
I think, and I know that Misty and I have talked about this many times. I think that vintage is a term that a lot of people don't perceive the same way.
Well, it is a controversial term. A lot of people
can say, I mean, how I feel is that I will use the term like vintage 1980s or vintage vintage 50s, sometimes to clarify. If I'm doing vintage from the 80s or even, I don't even know what the 90s vintage is because I don't know that.
Well, the technical definition is if it's 15 years or older.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but it depends on who you ask.
I don't like that. When somebody's like, it's vintage, it's from 1990s, I'm like immediately offended. I'm like, oh my God, you're disrespectful. 1990s is not vintage. What are you talking about?
Because you're salty that you're getting old, Michael. You're just getting old.
I know. I am.
Well, the funny thing is, Michael, like when I think about like when I was a teenager, when I was a teenager back in the day when Mary Beth was in diapers, I think about my stuff is falling. I think about like what was vintage then would have been, or what was old time, or classic was like the 50s and 60s. So you go back like 20, 30 years, right? So if we go back 20, 30 years from now, we are talking about the 90s and the 80s. And so that's, I think, why I specify it if I'm talking about, because otherwise, I mean, like my vintage love would be more mid-century, and that would be 50s, 60s, 70s. Mm-hmm. And there's and the terms get a little, there are blurred lines, I think, but I mean, and I think that Beth's a good person to use as an example, because to her, like when you think about when you're born, or when you think about like the 80s, or 70s, that's before you were born. So that was definitely vintage to you, right? Anything before you were born seems to be like an automatic vintage. But then here's my thing. I have a really hard time, but to each his own. I've learned to just let it roll off my back. Like if it's two vintage 80s or two vintage 90s, like if that's all you've got, then to me, all you really have is just some old stuff. All you really have is like a bunch of Hallmark ornaments, or a bunch of the Christmas stuff that we don't really love as a general.
Here's the thing. When I see what Danny's saying there, and this is the thing though too, is that I think I agree with that, because because we discussed, what was this last week or the week before, about how those people that were born in the late 70s and in the 80s, they're now having that disposable income, so they want that nostalgia factor, so they're buying those 70s, 80s, 90s things because it's reminiscent of their childhood and they're reliving those memories, right? And I think that goes to your point though too, Michelle, about how when you think about certain decades, it sparks memories of your childhood. So it's all about the nostalgia. My concern with like the millennials is that a lot of them are not focused on the material goods the way older generations, I would say anybody from like 90 back was, and anybody from like 95 up, they're not as, and I don't mean it like in a bad way, but they're not as materialistically driven consumers, because they like streaming, they like YouTube and Netflix and Hulu. A lot of their products, the things that they're spending their money on, are intangibles, whereas we want something for our money.
Misty and I, both of our kids are really in that what you're talking about, and Laura, one of your kids is older, but kind of the same mentality. My kids, I mean, if we don't save the vintage, if we don't save the things now, like
neither.
What?
Are you
the dump? What I'm trying to, the landfill hills are going to be up to the heavens, because they're not gonna, everything's gonna end up in the trash. Yeah, my daughter and my son couldn't care less about the stuff. When they were little, they always fun to go to Goodwill, because then I buy them all the toys, because the toys are 99 cents or whatever. But they don't collect like we do. They don't, and maybe they will at some point. I don't know.
But think about this. Okay, and I know Laura, just because she's like me, she was raised in an antique store and has been around this her whole life. There are certain things, like I remember when I was little, like Hop Along Cassidy and like all of those toys that are like from the early 50s. Those were really, really big in the 80s and the 70s, because those people at that age had that disposable income and they were trying to buy up their childhood. And we're kind of at that point where people that are our age in their mid 40s and 50s are, you know, buying up the My Little Ponies, the strawberry shortcakes, the He-Man shirt. Listen, I just bought a bunch of shirt tail stuffed animals.
Did you really?
I did. So, you know, and we see those things when we're outsourcing, and we're like, oh, you know, it kind of stops you in your tracks because it brings back that nostalgia and that memory. Trapper Keepers, yes, Trapper Keepers. But however, I think with all of these shows that have been coming out on Netflix, like The Queen's Gambit, and what's another one that, the Bridgerton, and like all of these period pieces and these shows are very popular. And I think that they're kind of getting those younger millennials into being a little bit more interested in, you know, period pieces and that. So, I mean, I think that it can kind of go either way, you know, like the Hopalong Cassidy stuff. We were watching the show about this the other night. It doesn't go for as much money as it once did 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you know what? We also I don't think that when you're collecting a lot of times, and I'm very much guilty of this. I don't collect for the value of things. I couldn't give a rat's behind about the value of things. It's a sentimental value, and that's priceless. I just don't, what I'm thinking is that these days, you just don't see, okay, I will say that there is an exception, and that will be mostly like the Star Wars type of, and that is, I know Star Wars is specific if you're a Star Wars person, but to me, it's like Star Wars covers like a lot of that
in
stuff.
general.
Yeah, whatever. So it like, I just don't, like, nowadays you don't see somebody that collects lunch boxes and has a wall full of lunch boxes, you know, the metal lunch boxes or something like that.
Well, the only thing they have are those Funko Pops, and those are so like,
right.
I'm not going to say anything.
But you know what? And you know what's so funny is because I my cousin's little daughters collect all those and stuff, and I already see them in Goodwill. Like, I am seeing them in Goodwill. So, you know, that might just be like the last attempt to keep that ball rolling, you know, to keep, I don't know, because I don't know the Star Wars. I am one of those people that never saw it and all the things. But,
oh my God, are you for real?
Yes, and I was 11.
Kick her off, Misty.
Listen,
delete.
I was alive when it came out too. So,
Michelle, you've got plenty of time that you're going to be recovering from your knee surgery. Your assignment is to watch all of the Star Wars movies.
I don't even have any interest in that. If I was with a guy,
so good.
I would. You know what I want to watch while I'm done? Down whatever is because me and Mary Beth and Laura talked about this a long time ago. And there was a movie that you guys hadn't watched that I was really into, and there was a movie that you guys really liked so it's La La Land. I have to watch that I've never watched. But there was a movie that I loved, and you guys hadn't seen, or somebody hadn't seen. I don't know if it was Rudy. Have you guys seen Rudy?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God, years.
I mean, that's the best movie ever. So that's how I was like, we got to make a trade. So I'll try to watch La La Land, but I ain't watching any of that. I just ain't down. I ain't done with it. I'm not into the Star Wars thing. I have.
How do you know if you're not into it? If you haven't watched it?
Well, I mean, that's okay.
Let's just pause for a moment.
Really one more person walking around saying, "Luke, I am your father." I mean, I know enough of the quotes.
Mary Beth.
Spoiler alert.
Let me just say, Michelle, were you getting ready to talk, Mary Beth? Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. I promise.
I just want to say, let's just all just remember, just for a moment, a young Harrison Ford as Han Solo.
Above and beyond, I wanted to be Han Solo. I was convinced. You know, back in the day, you were either Luke Skywalker or Han Solo.
Well,
or Indiana Jones. And I mean, Harrison Ford had two. Don't forget a young Indiana Jones.
Okay, for tomorrow's sale, I'm going to do my hair like Princess Leia.
Leia. Rude. Leah.
Oh my God.
oh yeah.
People have been spelling my name wrong all my life. I think I can say Leah.
I'm going to start putting in 2 L's. How about that?
Right. All right. Let's see.
I got an idea, Misty.
Yes.
I was just going to say, you were talking about people can't really decide. You know, I think somebody said they need a word between vintage and antique, and nobody can really decide on vintage or, you know, retro or whatever. It might be fun sometime to do sales more instead of like saying that you're having a vintage sale. What if you had like, I know Michelle has done a boho sale or a cottage core sale or a
mid-century.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's partly what you're really into, what you stand behind. I mean, like, I couldn't do a ton of glass because I don't know squat about all that stuff. But I mean, I work it in, you know.
Well, I think that's kind of the point of like when we were talking about finding your niche, you know, and you know, when you're selling things that you really enjoy and that you like, you are a little bit more excited to sell them and you like to talk about them. And you're, you know, if it's something like I personally don't really like a lot of like Asian, like Noritake, like, you know, porcelain tea sets and that kind of thing. It's just not, I don't get excited over that stuff. And that's okay. So I probably won't have a lot of that stuff in my sales because it doesn't excite me. But you give me an elephant planter any day and my eyes light up, you know? So I think that I think that it's important for you to, when you're sourcing and buy things that you enjoy, buy things that you enjoy. Because it's going to make you more excitable when you try to sell them.
I don't know. It makes it much more difficult because I always walk in there being like, I want to buy something pretty. I want to buy something that I would want to buy. And then I got to sell it. And then I'm like, I don't want to sell this.
But that's the thing. You keep it for a while. And we've talked about this. You keep it.
No,
you want
I have no room. No room. It's just
you
like.
just sold like 3 of your things.
Yeah.
And you can't even tell. I probably bought 4 more to replace it. Like, what?
Yeah, Katie says if you like something, you tend to research and want to learn about it. So if you buy those things, you know, then your joy spreads. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that. Okay. Oh, we were talking. Oh, yeah. Joelle.
You guys,
Ain't that the truth? Michael's got all the room. You can't find room in here, I'll tell you that much.
No.
You're back there behind Michelle.
I thought she was talking about, she saw, yeah.
Look, I
I thought she was
filled
talking
that
about
up.
you, Michelle.
No, there's no more room there.
I filled it up, see?
The inn is full. Well, I mean, the inn is full here too. So, I mean, I can't be, but.
This is utilitarian, though. This is utilitarian. This isn't like
that's
a
what he
display.
puts his like fanciest thing that he's selling tomorrow's sale.
Yeah.
Oh,
All of the glass goes up here. When you see me turning
Michael.
around, this is where I'm turning around to. This is where the, like, I don't want to step on it. I don't want to drop it.
Well, Mary Beth and Laura do that, though. They're very, like, mindful about where they place things when they're having their sale.
Mm-hmm.
we try to be. It
And then
doesn't
I
always
set
work.
everything over here.
You've done the same thing.
Consistency. You got to have a plan.
yeah.
I was just going to
My
say,
plan threw up behind me. It's all over the place.
Karen on Lavender Clothesline. Do you guys watch her?
I haven't in a while.
So
I haven't watched a lot of people in a while. So, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, Michael, your chest is really pretty behind you. She had a big, beautiful mahogany chest like that, and she made her shipping station out of that. It's gorgeous. It looks so good.
Yeah, this thing is hand painted. It's old. It's very heavy. Let me tell you what.
Pretty.
Laura, when you started saying Michael, your chest, I was like, where's this going?
I did too. I thought,
I'm like, what?
Yes.
There's that exclusive content for you.
I mean,
but you have to pay $1.99.
At least.
she's 30-tier. For sure, she's 30-tier.
That's a third tier membership. You get that.
That's where we're talking about that $100
Yeah, right.
per person. You ain't getting in unless I get that $100.
Right.
Now, Virginia has a question, but I want to say something that Virginia has done, and it's something that I know that I have appreciated it, but she got really kind of mad at me because she wanted me to put the tip option on my PayPal invoice, and she wanted to send me a little bit extra to, as a tip. And I never even thought about that, but then it's like, is that kind of icky to do that? To turn that option on? I don't know. I don't
even know that.
But she was like, you better turn that on.
Please.
I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Hi, girls.
What, they can hear?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Are
on.
you live?
Yeah.
Hi, Rachel.
Okay.
Can I do an impression of Michelle?
Yeah.
I got no shame. I'm scratching.
Get the underarms too. Gotta
Oh,
love her.
This
Gotta
one
love her.
broke though because I was trying to get something on the other side of the room, and I used this for like a reacher too. So
Gotta love Michelle.
I got one in my bedroom. I got one.
Daniel
That's
has someone wanted me to ask this question. Do you think with all the live sales that are going on that YouTube will put a stop to it or want a part of the money?
They're going to want a part of it. They ain't going to stop it. If there's money to be made, YouTube, Google will figure out a way.
yeah, I thought about that too. When the live sales started becoming popular during the pandemic, I'm like, you know what? YouTube is going to get wind of this, and they're going to capitalize on it. If there's a way for them to capitalize on it, they're going to find a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you know what, depending on what their terms are, but still, I mean, it's just like with eBay. You're going to pay a little bit more for, if you promote your listings and all, but in the long run, it's still pretty, it's not too bad. But however, I will say if that's the case, then there's Instagram, there's Facebook Live. There are other ways. That, yes, Zeno. And let me tell you, I hate Facebook. I'm not on there very often. I just don't like it. But there is a live shopping that's a new thing that Facebook, Jocelyn was actually telling me about it this weekend. It's like a live shopping thing, but you can also, I think you can do something that's like pre-recorded and then leave a link, and then people can, they can order or reach out to you for the thing that they say that they want.
Interesting.
So yeah, I want to look into it a little bit more, but I don't know. I don't know fully about it yet. Now it's different than Facebook Marketplace. It is different.
If I were YouTube, I would definitely want to capitalize on it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have managed payments or anything, so they can't really take money out of what you sell, but I don't know how they would do it, but I guess there would be some way to do it.
But
I would worry about.
Do they take money from people that sit and eat on TV or on YouTube, or just talk about whatever different YouTube channels there are? I mean, I don't know, all the different kinds of content. People aren't getting paid, or aren't having to pay YouTube for that. They're just driving traffic in. I mean, we're bringing people to YouTube.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and yeah, no, and I think a lot of it too, though, is that Google is making more money just by taking that 30% from the advertising dollars.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
and hello,
It's kind of
aren't
a
they
scary
connected to
thought,
the
though, too,
PayPal
because
already? Aren't
well,
they already connected to PayPal? Who owns PayPal?
I don't know who owns PayPal
Google.
anymore.
I think Google does now.
I don't know.
Wouldn't
I think
surprise
you
me.
remember because when I went through all that crap, I went and I found out who it was, and then they had sold it to, and I think it's Google. I think it's Google. And so, you know what? They're getting their piece of the pie because PayPal, hello, the fees. I mean, that's sometimes I think after the fees and the supplies, like how much am I making sometimes? I mean, there are times where I do think maybe I don't have a high enough markup.
I'll be
And
right back.
you know, I do like I do think I don't ever want to be greedy, you know. I don't want to be like, okay, I'm only going to have items that cost at least $15. But, you know, that being said, it's definitely not worth it if all you have are $2 and $3 items. I just feel like and I do know that like on Instagram, and I know Michael can speak to this too, is they have a minimum. They do a minimum, and they'll do a minimum. They might do like a $5 minimum,
Oh, yeah.
and then sell you a something that's $4.50. So you still got to buy one other one of those at least,
Or just pay the $5. Just say, then
or
just
they
charge me
charge
$5.
you the
Yeah.
extra buck, yeah, or whatever. So I don't know. I feel like, you know, like what I said, that's.
As I was saying, I don't think eBay owns PayPal anymore. People are saying that
No,
eBay.
they don't.
No, because that's why they went to manage payments. They wanted
Payments,
their
yeah.
own platform. I don't think that they did. I don't know if they owned it or if they.
Oh yeah,
bought
what
it.
did I say? Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, no, because
Listen, I don't see YouTube doing that. I really don't see them doing that because they are making money off of the ads. I could see them limiting people from doing it if they're not monetized. I could see that because if you're not monetized, if you're not monetized, then YouTube isn't getting any. They're not getting anything. They're not getting any ads from the advertisers. So I could see, and I still don't even know how that they would do that. Not unless they have, you know, scouts out there and they're like, oh, you know, I don't know. I don't know how that they would do it, but I could see
bot.
a bot. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't see them doing that, but you know, stranger things have happened.
It's not the truth.
Yeah, that is the truth. What do we see here? Kitty Vintage says you can get your own website and run a store from there.
That's true.
You can. You absolutely can. I have to say that I don't like, now that I'm doing the live sales, I don't like to list. I don't like to list. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to sit and take pictures and then write a description and then look up comps. And I would rather be able to say, look, by the way, look what I'm eating.
Ooh.
Yum.
Oh wait, where was what I had?
And it's so much easier to be like, oh, I don't like those. You can eat all
Here she
those
goes.
the whole world.
Is she gonna make some lipstick again?
If the people want it, the people will get it.
Well, I think though too, a lot of it is like the idea or the concept behind a website. And I think that part of the reasons the live sales are so popular is because it's like, you know, not that you know the person, but you're connecting with the person. There's a personality behind it. And, you know, I'm not thinking, oh, geez, I hope I bought this from a good person on eBay. Do you know what I mean? Like that thought doesn't really cross my mind at the end of the day as a consumer. But
Yeah.
when I see people up on YouTube and I'm like, oh, wow, I really like them. It's just, there's just, there's personality to it, but that's what's made YouTube so successful, is that it's not this big production. It's not this network, there's not millions of dollars sponsoring it. These are people, these are real people. And at the end of the day, if they're selling something for $20 and I like the $20, I'm going to buy it from them from $20 versus somebody I don't know on eBay for 15 or for 20. You know what I mean?
And and we talked about that. Like, if you are supporting somebody rather than buying it from a blank space, basically.
Right.
I mean, it does mean something. I remember the first thing I bought from Misty. I remember what I bought and how much I paid for it, because I was like, I bought something from Misty.
That's so weird to me. That just seems so weird to me.
We've all had that. I think there's this I don't want to say it's like a ladder, but or levels. There's levels at how we grow and where we come from and where we're going. And I think it's funny now because we're such good friends. And I'm like, oh my God, like I give a crap about a bowl I bought from Misty. But I love it, and I bought it because I did love it. It wasn't just some bowl, But hey girl. But yeah, I mean, I think that I've never done the eBay, and even though I've been maybe gently recommended to do it sometimes, but I think I can't imagine not doing this anymore, because I mean, some people ask, how can you do it for so long? How can you do such a long, I could be on air, so to speak, for 10 hours, and I could get off and I could fall asleep. I could do it for 3 hours and I could get off and I could fall asleep. You know what I mean? Like, but I could do it if no matter how long you do it, it's exhausting after you're done. To me, it's not exhausting while I'm doing it. When I'm done though, I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't think. But I could do it straight through till tomorrow morning if I didn't have to ship all the crap,
Yeah, I like the shipping, so.
And you know what? I think part of that is that you just have a little more of a roomier setup, a little,
Absolutely.
I think that's got a lot to do with it. But I feel like I cannot imagine to just go to selling stuff by putting it somewhere and letting somebody buy it. I've thought about, when I used to do sales at like occasional sales, I loved setting up, because I would, stage it all and stuff. And I loved the sale time, because I got to be with people, and people would pick something up and say, what is this? And what do you do with it? And I'm like, well, it's a scissors and it's meant to cut paper, but you could also, and then you give them ideas on what else you could do with it, and people always like that. And I always like doing it. And I think I love the people part. Now, like, I'm not saying I love all people. I'm just saying that I love the interaction with everybody, and how many times I've been told by how many of you, and I still just am like, look, I'm at the end of the day, this is what brings some people to my channel, is the way I am, or the way I go on and on about something so random. And
she's verbose. She's verbose. If you didn't know.
Yeah. And I'm never going to apologize for it, because if people don't like it, there's some quieter person on down the channel line,
Yeah.
And that's, I would never want to be accused of like doing something because somebody else does it. I'm always going to do just exactly how I feel. Do what I feel. I'm not going to copy anybody. That's why I sell what I sell. I try not to sell stuff that I don't really care about too much, because I can't get behind it. Like, I have to be able to say, God, these are the coolest scissors I've ever seen. Did you ever see a shade of blue like this on a pair of scissors? You know, like
I have to have them.
And that's what I want. I want to evoke that feeling in everybody. I want everybody to want these scissors. And then next week I'll try to find those scissors again and some other ones, you know. And every time, I will tell you honestly, the times that I have gone off and said, okay, I'm gonna get this and this and this because I got people that like these things, but I don't really, I end up with some of that stuff sitting on my shelf. It's the week that they don't come to buy or whatever. And so, no, I will stay and just stick with what I know, you know?
Yeah.
Like what I feel, what evokes a feeling in me. Maybe not something I always know because I'm not as like.
Well, it gets you passionate behind that thing and people can see that and they can feel that. And you want them to feel, you know, engaged.
I think because my passion replaces other people's knowledge. See, I don't feel as confident in my knowledge of things. So my passion can sometimes make people forget about the knowledge part, maybe. I don't know. And I know Michael's going to say, girl, you know.
No. This is, no, then I'm going to come at you with something new. How about this? You don't have to know what something is to appreciate its beauty.
Yeah.
And that is what sells something. Yeah, you can give me a giant history. It's 100 years old and it was made here and this person made it and then they signed it and it was okay, that's all real cute and everything. But at the end of the day, it ain't cute, so I don't want to buy it. Do you know what I'm saying? You might not be able to tell me nothing about it, but it's real cute. So you know what I'm going to do? Buy it. Mm-hmm. And that is what counts.
Yeah.
Tammy has a question. If you sold something for $40, I'm going to ask Mary Beth and Laura this. If you sold something for $40 on a live sale, and then the buyer researched that item and they found out it was worth $400,
no,
would you want to know?
I would.
Oh, I would.
I would too. And you know what I would say? That's awesome.
Me too. I would be like, good for you, because you know what? That would be on me for not researching it myself.
Well, that and you're selling it. You got what you needed to get out of it.
Yeah.
You needed to get out of it, what your profit margin was for that item, and it's moved. That's this business in general. You know,
I probably would say buy me a Starbucks if it'll make you feel good.
Well,
I mean, truth be told, I want to be
one of those. Well, no, we can get $400 for it.
Right.
You know what? Right.
That's true.
Yeah,
because I feel like I do research things, but there's sometimes where you get to the point where it's like it's 3 a.m. and eBay is not giving me what I'm asking for it, and I won't pay for a Worthington or WorthPoint. I won't pay for a WorthPoint subscription. So then I feel like, well, if it's not on eBay, then maybe I really have something, right? So then there's that moment where I convince myself I have something better than what's on eBay. But then I'm like, yeah, but then they probably wouldn't have made it into my hands. And then I go back and forth and back and forth. And the next day I know it's 4:00. And then I'm like, screw it, I'll charge $5 more than what I thought. And boom, it's that end of the day there. That's what I go with. You know, I just kind of go with a feeling sometimes.
You got to pay to learn sometimes.
Michelle, somebody wants to know how much the scissors are.
So you know what? You come to tomorrow's sale on my channel and you'll find out.
Offer up. We'll offer them up, folks. It'll be her one and only item.
You should be asking how much this janky, broken back scratcher is.
With her DNA on it.
I like the fact that Tammy just told us that really happened to her. She really.
Oh, no.
With one of us?
That's awesome.
Tammy, what'd you buy off of me? Did you get $400?
Now you got them all wondering.
I think, and I would be like, oh, right. That's awesome. Because you know what? I have bought something for a couple dollars and I've made a lot of money off of it. So it's just,
but
it's just going to happen.
I think they think about it in the fact that we're kind of friends to some people that are buying from us. And I think that's what I think gives it a different dynamic. If you bought something from a friend and you made a pile of money off of it, would you feel like you were taking money from a friend? That's maybe the conundrum that somebody would be, faced with. And again, like you said, good on you, because
Yeah,
you
I wouldn't be
did the right
mad at the
thing.
buyer. I'd be mad at myself because
Right.
I didn't do my proper due diligence.
Exactly.
That would just be on me. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I'm not.
That's
It's not. I would be
probably
mad. I would probably be livid. I'm not gonna lie, but it would all be about me and not because somebody else benefited from my stupidity because I was an idiot and I didn't look it up. And geez, Michael, you should have known better. Blah, blah. See, I get worked up and I don't even know that it
I'd
happened.
say, Michelle, you got to pay to learn, sister. And
Well,
you
you know what?
learned. You just
And you
learned.
know what we say? It's about accountability, and I would have to be accountable for not having done the work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how I would see it, and yeah, shame on me.
Peacock Parlor has been asked so patiently wanting to know this
So
question.
patiently.
Mary Beth and Laura.
They're a couple of drunks, that's why.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. Drink. You have to drink now. So, Peacock Parlor. Yeah, so flipping and sipping. So when the pandemic started, Friday night is like a huge night for us. Laura always comes over. We pour ourselves a drink. We play cards a lot, or we play board games. My mom sometimes would come over and we would, play cards. We'd love to play games around here. So when the pandemic started, we didn't really have that camaraderie. We couldn't really, go out and have as much fun as we were having before. So Laura had the awesome idea that we would have like that camaraderie and that drink and that ringing in the weekend with all of you guys. So, and we incorporated the games too, because that's what we would typically be doing anyway on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of inspired by Hoda and Kathy Lee. But I mean, for real, that's what made their show so popular. I mean, who cares about the third hour of the Today Show, right?
Right.
It's really popular that they were real enough to have a glass of wine and have fun. And so, yeah, that's where it came from.
So yeah, we tried to throw a little bit of content in there for you diehard vintage / retro lovers. We tried to throw a little bit of that in there, but it's mostly just about fun. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Have you always thrifted?
No. And honestly, I mean, I'm very much a minimalist, and this new endeavor in my life has made me a little bit of a pack rat.
We're winning her over a little bit.
I've got a lot of
dirty word on here. You're going to get Misty demonetized.
Well,
Minimalist.
She thinks she has a lot of stuff now. I mean, I've been there, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is not a lot of stuff. I'm like, I see all kinds of spots where you can put more stuff. But I know what she's thinking, how she feels, because all of a sudden, I mean, I walked in her house with a bunch of presents, and she's like, she's just like putting them in places, because I gave her stuff that is like, I mean, I think you guys are probably getting that. Like, that's all like about like friend mail, right? Like, people know you, and then hopefully they know you well enough to get you stuff that you really do like or really will use. And that's stuff that you're like, oh, darn, that fell on the floor and broken a million pieces. But you know what I mean? I remember and she literally was going, and she's like, oh, I can put that there. I can put that there. It was just so funny because she had all this room. Now, me and Laura would be like, oh, well, I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'll find a place. Anyway.
Laura in her life has learned that you always have to find a place for something.
That's
if
right.
you love it, fine.
And my mom is more is more is more.
Yeah.
Come on, put something else on that shelf. That's what she says. So that's how I grew up. And then also I was going to say, I have thrifted since I was big enough to walk around.
Same. Yep.
Misty, maybe not Misty, but Michelle, I know you will. When we were little, thrifting was not what you didn't do that. Like, not.
It wasn't in fashion.
Right.
Like, you were like,
it was like as you were poor.
yeah, you were like,
right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yard sales were not a thing. Not
We
really.
went to rummage sales, but it was like, why you didn't tell everybody that you got that from a rummage?
No, you didn't go to the thrift store for sure.
No.
You didn't go to Kmart. Like I
Oh,
didn't
No,
go
you did not.
to Kmart.
So it's
Oh,
really
no.
weird now that everybody just goes and says they go and says that's where they got
Yeah.
stuff. You know, my mom thinks that's just bizarre. She used
Yeah.
to tell me we would go and have a great time and buy all the stuff, and my mom would say, I was little, and she would say, "Oh, didn't you just love going to what did she call it? She named it the fanciest place in Paducah, like the really fancy store, downtown shopping store, and that's what she told me that we were. And so when people asked me, where'd you get that? I'd say, oh, I got it at Wright's. And that's where I thought the name of the place was.
That's great. You know, my mom, like, it's funny because my mom and I went rummage sailing for like all of my childhood, and we always had rummage sales and stuff. So we went rummage selling all the time on the weekends. And now it's so funny because she does go to like the higher end, like estate sales or whatever, because she likes different stuff. And well, she would like Layman's for sure. I know that. But like it's so funny because when somebody comes to my house and says, I like that or I like that, and I'm like $3.99 Goodwill, or you know, and all that, right? And my mom's like, you know, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you know, because it like to her, she's like ashamed that I'm like telling everybody that I'm going to Goodwill. She's still in that mentality, right? And I'm like, I'm proud that I only paid $3.99. You get these people that go to these places and they're like, yeah, I paid $2.75, and I'm doing 100, you know. And I'm like, oh no, I paid $14.99, you know, and you know, for some fancy something or other. Like
everything in the chat there. It was Watkins. That was the name of the fancy store.
Watkins.
Oh.
Pretty much everything in my house is secondhand. And growing up, I mean, my parents were antique dealers, and my mom was a stay-at-home, you know, mom, and kind of helped maintain like their booths and stuff. They had several antique malls that they were set up in, and my dad worked at the factory. So we lived very comfortably, whatever that word is, you know what I mean? So we didn't necessarily have to go thrifting, but we just did. And it's just something that's always stuck with me. And all of my clothing is secondhand. I can't even tell you, other than merch that I buy from my friends, I can't even tell you when's the last time I bought a new piece of clothing. I mean, I just don't. Michelle, and I saw that some other people had had mentioned this. Do you all believe live sale prices should be compared to eBay comps? That's a good question. Mary Beth and Laura, what do you think?
I think that eBay is a terrific tool to try to gauge what things are worth.
Yeah.
However many years ago, you had to look it up in a book or, you know, educate yourself or have a best guess. But these days, you know, we're lucky enough to have eBay or WorthPoint, things that, you know, are telling us what these things are typically going for. And we do use eBay for a guide. Sales. You know, we try to stick pretty close to what the items are worth for our Fatbird 5 that we do on Friday nights.
You just have to be careful. Of course, you guys know this, but I mean, you have to be careful not only to look at the sold comps, not just, I mean, people can list items for anything they want to.
Right.
You want to look at what's sold, but you don't want to just look at the cheapest sold, because sometimes things sell really cheap on eBay. Sometimes people get really good deals.
Nobody's paying attention.
Options, you know, just not the way to go that week or whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little bit careful.
It gives you a great starting point. So if you're looking something up and you don't really know. Now, that's not saying, I mean, there are certain things especially if you sell it on a live sale and you know consistently what you can get it for on the live sale. And so then you kind of know. But if it's something that you that you've not sold before and that you're curious about, it gives you a starting point. I mean, it's just like when you're listing something on eBay. When you're listing something on eBay, you check and see what the comps are, and you want to it gives you an idea of where you want to start that listing.
Mhm.
So absolutely. But yeah, I think that as a seller, you need to research your item before you sell it. But sometimes we don't. And that's why I'm saying that you can go to an antique store and you can still find things to resell. You can. I do it all of the time. I very rarely find anything at a thrift store.
I've been preferring that lately. I mean, my local thrift store, the one that I go to daily, it's getting harder and harder. And today I went there and I was like, I may as well go shop as an antique store.
Yeah.
Some of the prices they were asking for stuff. So it was just kind of like, well, the prices are comparable. I mean, it's just insane. But like the eBay thing, the only thing that I do look at the solds and I do look at the actives, but I think one of my big things is that if I find something and I know that it's relatively inexpensive for the item, I look to see how many identical items are listed. And if there's like one other thing that's listed and it's, and the margins are on it, I'll probably get it. If I get something and the margins aren't as great, but there's like 30 of them listed, I'm not going to bother because you can get it on eBay and it's just not special. It's not unique enough for me to really be like, well, I'm not really bringing anything with this, if that makes sense.
Right. And you see all the people that are saying everything that I'm selling, I bought at an antique store. And you're supporting a locally owned business when you're shopping at an antique mall or an antique store. You're supporting your community essentially when you're buying this.
I think we have to remember where we are regionally too.
True.
I am not, I am in a more urban area and probably more heavily populated area than maybe any of you. And our Goodwills, I tell you guys all the time, my Goodwills are good. Like mine
used to be. My
Goodwills are good. Now I will say prices have gone up, but that's kind of across the board. A lot of the prices are gone up. I think it's all relative, but I don't have the same look. I mean, there are some places, like I'm not saying there aren't, but if you got to go somewhere, and because I live in a city area, I can go to, I can't even tell you how many Goodwills I go to. Somebody asked me on one of my hauls if I had a regular routine, and I do not, because I have so many to choose from. And ours on the 15th, it's Customer Appreciation Day. And if you spend $15, you get 15%. 20, and 25 and up 25. And then you get a coupon for 20% off 2 days later. So those 2 days, I shop till I drop. Like I'll go to as many as I can. And anywhere I go, if there's a Goodwill on the way, I try to plan my day, my going there and back on which Goodwills I can hit there and back.
She really does, folks.
I do. They know I do. And as far as like planning, like your prices, like from comping it on eBay, I do because I do feel sometimes that I don't know enough on certain things that I do. I mean, and they also know I will be up very, very late sometimes researching it. I will research the bejesus out of something, and if I find it, and like there's a bunch of them. Here's the thing. I'll usually go like a couple dollars less than whatever's on eBay. But now we've had in recent times a couple situations where people were on there saying, why are you buying this from so-and-so for X amount of dollars when you can get it on eBay for so much less? let me just speak to that. I know every one of you wants to say something to that because it's a bunch of crap. And here's the thing. We are not just selling a product. You know, I'm not just selling this red cup.
Oh boy, we've moved from the scissors to the red cup. Everybody's going to want that.
I'm selling this red cup that I drank from with and that has lemonade that I made.
Maribel, you got a hairbrush there? What are you
All the things. All the
what
things.
you got there?
The phone holder.
Oh,
It's my back scratcher.
okay.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, when Christmas in July comes, you'll be happy. Just saying. So that's what I just feel like.
Right, Michelle. Mm-hmm.
What did that? Oh no, it's not a red soldier. But I'm just saying.
How Michelle holds back what she really thinks.
No, I'll be quiet. I'll let somebody else
She
talk.
is holding back, folks. She is
Sometimes
holding back.
I do. I might not have last night 1 or 2 times, but I do sometimes.
And Katie said people want to buy something special from a certain YouTube or so. And let me just tell you, as a seller, that's so weird to me. I mean, is it weird to you that someone wants to spend a little bit more money just because they're buying it from you? And I'm like, why? I mean,
you don't want this cup because I drank from it? What if I told you that Elvis drank from it?
Well,
see, that's a good point, Michelle. There you go.
I don't know that it's so much that it's this person, that person, or that person that I'm like, I really want to own something that person has had. But like Katie specifically, I knew that she had a kangaroo from Pulp Fiction, and I knew that I wanted it. And I knew that I probably could have purchased it on eBay, but I didn't. So I waited for her live sale because I wanted to support Katie, because I feel like Katie is my friend. So I feel like it's more of a, I wouldn't mind spending an extra $5, $7, $10 if I'm supporting you guys versus, you know what I mean? I don't know that it's necessarily, oh my gosh, it's Michelle. Oh, it's Michelle.
Well, I mean, it is.
I just bought
in case you're wondering, I mean, it is.
But I think it's more of a, I want to support my friends.
Here's my retirement fund.
Oh yeah, I love how it's the one without my name on it.
It is a Mary Beth only. It was maybe a night that a certain other person might have been a little too, who knows? But this is, oh yeah. You want to talk offer up, people.
That's legit right there.
This is what I'm talking about right here. You maybe don't care that I drank out of this cup, but trust me, this is gold. This is gold, people.
Well, yeah, about the eBay thing, I don't want you to think that we just go strictly by eBay prices. I think
it's a guide.
I think everybody should get what they would like to get for an item.
Yeah,
I totally think that. Somebody just asked if we use it for a guideline, and we do.
Well, and I think also we know our people. We know our audience. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lie. If I know I can get a few extra bucks, then I might pop it up a few bucks more because I know that this is what you guys like. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to gouge you all the time because I wouldn't be able to sleep at night doing that. That's just me. But there's a happy medium that I think most of us are able to find and walk that line comfortably and know that we're doing the right thing for our customers and what we need for us. And, sometimes do I feel like, well, then you got people on there selling the same thing I sold for $8 and they're selling it for $3. Well, then, does that maybe does make things look kind of like not good. But then I remember that, we're not all in all the places, and somebody needs to pay $3 over at that sale, but somebody at my sale will spend the $8.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing happens on eBay.
Yes.
You can have identical items and one, and maybe people weren't paying attention, or the person that was willing to spend more money, the eyes weren't on it. And, one sold for $8 and one sold for $3. I mean, that's just what happens. And thank you, Danny. And thank you, Jamie.
I see everybody commenting on Michael's wreaths. Mary Beth, I think you should make a wreath.
Oh, my Lord.
I think that Mary Beth and Laura should have a wreath making, flipping and sipping night.
Right?
Exclusive content.
There ain't enough alcohol for that, but when it happens, it better be when I'm in Topeka. I'm in Topeka for that.
I think with one alcohol would be great. Oh, there's my little baby girl. Hi, little baby girl.
Aww.
Emma.
Nice design. Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's shirt. What did Doug say? Let's see. What did Doug say?
What did Doug say that was so funny on Flipping and Sipping?
I would buy from Misty because I know she needs the money for her poop hole. That's right, Doug. Let me tell you, the plumber came out I guess it's the plumber that's doing it. And I don't even, it's just going to be a nightmare. Let's just say that. And now it's like, well, your property line might not be big enough or blah. And it's like, and then some plumbers are like, nope, we're not going to do it. We're not doing any septic work in your county. And I'm like, well, who the hell's going to, someone's building houses out here. People have to have a septic system. Why can't we get someone to come out and do our septic system? Anyway. It's
Misty, I might when things start, you find out about that poop hole. I might auction this off and help you with your poop hole.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That would be wonderful. Listen, right now I'm just trying to get through getting my taxes done.
Either that or my kids' college education, whichever.
Right.
Hey,
it's all around. Jamie, why don't y'all just come over here and bring a shovel? And we can have a poop hole digging party.
I mean, as many of us as are, it'd probably be done in like 2-3 hours.
I should have a brown sale where I sell everything that's brown. No, I'm not going to do that. But
this is going to be a crappy conversation.
This is a really shitty conversation right now. You never know, Jocelyn. Tell Drew to bring all his friends because maybe there's a privy out here. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you could detect. I mean, the ground's dug up.
Oh my God!
Right. So we're getting ready to wind things down a little bit. Hey, Pete, I didn't see.
All the other weeks you go like 10 and 20 minutes over.
Well, my God, you're just boring tonight, Michelle.
Right? We're going to shut this off and then we're going to talk on Marco Polo for 3 hours.
No, you two are going to talk on Marco Polo for 3 hours, and then Michael's going to try to keep up.
No.
And then somebody, not Michelle, is going to be gracious enough to let somebody named Michael get a word in.
We have a three-way.
Last night.
We have a three-way chat going on Marco Polo. That's just Michael, Michelle, and I. And can you imagine? Poor Michael having to listen to Michelle and I. 13 messages is what I had to do. And I figured it out. No,
because I know what y'all are doing because y'all steady ain't listen to it from start to finish because you hit and skip. And I was like, oh, I got you
no,
now. Because then I thought I was like skipping a little bit to get up on the live, and then I caught you. That's how I beat you, Michelle. That's how I beat you.
No, that's how Mary Beth listens to me. She listens to me at 3.5. So I'm like,
oh, I don't
Mary Beth, I do
can't.
too.
They took that privilege away from me.
Mary Beth. High five.
I do.
They took that one away from me.
No, I wouldn't do that. Mary Beth doesn't. Lauren doesn't do that either. Me and Laura are on real time.
And I put Jeffrey on double time too, because I pay for that extra part of Marco Polo because it's worth it. It saves me a lot of time.
Well, my privileges ran out this week, so
no, you really need to get on Marco Polo. I'm telling you what, it's the best thing ever. And I'll leave it up to you.
Michelle don't wear pants half the time. Don't worry about a bra on Marco Polo.
I'll leave it up to you. You don't have to wear a bra. It could be a no bra mark. Listen, Jeffrey and I have Marco Polo.
Wait, have you guys seen? I am like usually in my pajamas, and then the freaking thing freezes. So I'm like if you look at the bottom of the screen, any one of these four can show you. There's a picture of me sideways with my hair like that and my face like this. And I'm like,
the ceiling. There's ones of the ceilings. Have you all gotten the ceiling shots? You're like, oh, there we go.
I gotta on my pants.
Look, that's why they laughing so much because they like, oh my god, I know the ceiling. I know what Michelle's bathroom ceiling looks like. Everybody here probably knows what the woman's ceiling looks like.
My bedroom. I sit you down on the. Misty's gotten almost the whole thing when I'm like.
I've almost seen the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah. But Misty and me do it from like the,
And she didn't have to pay that extra $100 membership either.
I think I did that with Mary Beth though. She's like, Michelle, did you just Marco Polo me from the toilet?
Michelle, my favorite ones of you are when it's your face like really big on the screen and you've got your back scratcher and you're just like talking to me. Yeah, that's it right there.
It feels so good. You guys don't know. I'm getting some for all of you. I already got some for those ones.
Oh my gosh. It's devolved into flipping and sipping.
It really has. What's flipping and sipping? You're so proud.
Flipping and sipping.
Oh my gosh.
Michelle was mixed up and she called it flipping and flopping or flipping and flapping or something. Flipping and flapping.
What did I call it? Oh yeah, that was
Flipping niche ladies. Okay, Michelle's killing us, Danny.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. And sometimes if something makes you mad, you just send someone a real quick Marco Polo and you can get it all out. And, and they can't reply back and they can't interrupt you. You can just say it and out it comes.
Mm-hmm. It does.
I asked a really good question a while back. A while back. Too. Eclectic Deb, that's a really great idea too. She wants us to do like cool, more vintagey kind of games on flipping and sipping. That would be fun.
Yeah. Like Mahjong, I saw that Mahjong or bridge.
Or different kind of card games or something like that we talk about. So we might do that.
That's a good idea.
Fat Birds, Rachel says, is that my shirt? And I said, yeah. And then she doesn't know that. So that shirt was a gift from for Rachel for Christmas. But the one that's coming in the mail this week it's the hoodie.
Yeah,
they got them, and she's like, I want that one, and she doesn't know it's coming this week. So
good,
yay!
I love Mahjong.
We're gonna be twinning.
I've never played Mahjong other than on the computer. Like I've never actually played it with the little, like with your fingers. I mean,
Yeah.
We used to always have a Misty in my mom's store growing up. I never knew how to play, but we always had them.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The thing I
Never
remember
played.
most about growing up in the antique store is down in the basement. At my mom and they had a friend that owned an antique store and they sold things in there, and that's pretty much where I was at all summer long, in the basement of the antique store. And they had one of those machines that it's like a belt that you put it on and you flip it on and it like shakes your whole body.
Yeah.
My grandmother had one of those.
That's like the thing I remember most was that thing. And it was just so, and then you talk to each other on, hello. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, so funny.
Oh, and fondue. Yes, Katie.
Ooh.
Fondue Friday. Ooh, yeah.
Fondue always makes me think of the 70s and like swingers. And
The
didn't anybody watch
movies?
the show Swingtown? Like it was on like 10, 12 years ago. Swingtown. Oh, so good.
I remember hearing about it, but I never watched it.
That's
Just
what it reminds me of. Like they go and they eat fondue and then they play a little bow chicka wow wow music and then they bow chicka wow wow.
I have never had fondue.
At the melting pot? You never been to the melting pot?
No, Mark won't take me because he doesn't think that he'll get enough food. He doesn't think
it's pricey. And for what you're paying, they better bring you the food.
Daniel sipping and swinging.
Oh, come on now. That's great. That's fantastic.
Oh my
That'd
gosh.
be a great addition to the corporate picnic.
Exclusive content.
Everybody
Exclusive
put on
content.
Exclusive. Well, yeah, that could be the paid content.
Mhm.
No, but trust me, nobody wants to see that. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. It's 10 o'clock. Misty goes to bed at 10. Well, a little after 10 o'clock. Well, Misty will lay in bed at 10 o'clock and play on her phone, basically. Probably Marco Polo, my good friends. But this has been fun. And Mary Beth and Laura, I cannot wait. Now, and George said that he might be having something. So maybe like what we did last year. So I'm coming to Paducah.
I am too this time.
Yes. And yeah, I can't wait. I want to go to the shed.
Oh, yeah.
Shed. It's a lot of fun.
Vaccinated. We've had our first round. So by the time you get here, we'll be all vaccinated up.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
We're still waiting on ours. I'm in the category that's next because I'm an elder. So I'm in that next category.
I was thinking you could make us a shirt for St. Patrick's Day that says "Kiss me, I'm vaccinated."
Cute.
Or hug me. Well, yeah, kiss me for that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the sayings "Kiss me, I'm Irish." Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great joke. What's hilarious?
Oh yeah, so I am working on merch. I came up with my own design and I shared it with Michael. Michael saw some of it and Michael helped me pick out one of the taglines. But the girl, my friend's daughter or Rachel's my daughter's friend, either way you look at it, is working on it. And so her Apple pen broke or pencil, whatever. So hopefully that'll be getting done soon. And then I can get on the merch bandwagon too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And you can get your the Vintage Rescue Squad merch. It's on my community tab. Or no, it's on my shelf. It'll say, I don't remember. It'll say like merchandise or shop or something or other. But I really appreciate you guys, joining in on the fun. It's always just a good time. And there's never a plan. We just kind of go with it. And I that's just the way I live my life. Just kind of go with it and see what happens. But thank you so much to Mary Beth and Laura for coming on. Make sure that you are subscribed to their channel and make sure that you come to Flippin' and Sippin' every Friday night so you can see what it is that we're talking about here. So make sure that you do that. And also make sure that you subscribe to Michelle Comfy Cozy Living.
Also, make sure that you're subscribed because tomorrow we're having a live sale on her channel. Michael, Michelle, and I.
Oh, Lord.
And
Except
Michelle's in the driving seat. So
yeah, I'm not selling anything.
Yeah, she's not selling anything. And then as
I'm
always,
giving it away.
Right, she's giving it away. Michael will be he's on Instagram, but he is eventually going to, put out some YouTube content.
Yes, he's working on it. I hear you. He's working on it.
He's working on it. So stay tuned for that. And, you can subscribe to me. You're already here. So I would appreciate if you subscribe to me as well. I'm having a live sale Wednesday at 1:00 Eastern. And it's all items that you guys have picked. You've shopped my shelves and you've had me poll all the things that I will be selling this week. And next week, it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be Jeffrey, little baby Jeff, and Katie from Vinyl.
Nice.
So it's going to be a fun next Monday night. And also, as always, on Monday nights, I know that there are a couple other live sales. So if you're in the shopping mood, go over it and shop at the sales, and you can watch this later. You can do that. That's absolutely fine. So thank you guys so much. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and
subscribe.
All right. Thanks, guys, so much.